Hello, hello, welcome to Minds and to Results. And today our guest is amazing Tjibaria, so beautiful and enthusiastic lady whose mission is to help people to become millionaires.
Mhm. Thank
And
you.
Tjibaria is a TEDx speaker, to Coma Club winner, Forbes publisher, and she is CEO and founder of Freedom Lifestyle Creators. So
Thank
we
you.
are going to have amazing episode today. I'm looking forward to speak to Tjibaria today, and I'm sure that it will be such amazing and empowering episode which we just create now. Hi, Tjibaria.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on your incredible podcast. Absolutely excited and blessed to be here because I've seen your podcast, seen the amazing guests that you have had, and I'm just absolutely honored to be here. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you for being guest on our podcast. It is really so empowering to be together and discuss this topic and let people know that so much potential is within them. And I would like to hear more about how everyone can become millionaire from your perspective.
Yeah.
And before we start, I would like you to share a little bit about you, how you found that passion. What is your experience that helped you to see this big vision, not only for yourself, but also for so many people who come to your energy?
Thank you so much for asking. And basically, for me, I was doing something totally different before. So I was an astrophysicist, and I was in my last year of my PhD for astrophysics, and 5 months away from becoming a doctor. But I really felt that it wasn't the thing that I wanted to continue to do, and I couldn't see myself become a professor or any of those things. And besides that, my family has always given such a great example of helping people and making a difference. And I really wanted to be able to do something that would A, allow me to give back to my family, and B, help people in the same way that my family has always helped people in a really beautiful way. And so I started looking on YouTube, social media, look at different things to see like how can you start your own business and stuff like that. And eventually, I found my mentor. I invested in myself. I dropped out of my PhD 5 months before I was going to be a doctor. And in the first 1.5 year, I made my first million, which was such a like I don't know, it was such a shock in a way to me because I always used to think, and maybe your audience has that too, that you think like, oh, making $1 million is super hard, or it's only for the lucky few, or things like that. And I actually realized that business in itself is not as hard as people may think. It's actually a lot easier, in my experience, than doing a job and everything that comes with that. So it kind of motivated me to carry on and helping more people to do that. And now, long story short, 9 years later, we are super happy and blessed to be able to help people all around the world to also break free, which is also why I love this podcast, because I love the work that you do and how you help your clients all around the world and how you inspire people. So I think it's such a lovely match and alignment to be here on your show. So thank you for asking.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let's speak about the journey to 1 million. Yes,
Mhm.
I know that you have a program, Make 1 million within 12 months. And I
Yeah.
would like you to share the roadmap. Like what is really necessary to make a million, and what are the ingredients of this success that people can see from where they are now, and which ingredients are necessary to look at to
Yeah.
create
Okay.
formula.
Yes, absolutely. So there's a couple of steps involved in that. We usually like to first, if people want to make a 7 figures, then to first have the 6 figure target to start off with. And the way how we usually help people is, number one, you want to make sure that people see who you are. So visibility is absolutely important. So we usually help clients to look into like what kind of brand do they want to put out there. And then there's basically two choices. Number one, you do a company brand, or number two, you do a personal brand. And a lot of the time, personal branding can be super, super beneficial, especially in this time and age where people buy from people that they know, like, and trust, and they really care about who's the face behind the company, is the company ethical, and all of that sort of stuff. So basically, finding a way for you to share your energy, your knowledge, your wisdom, your inspiration with people is always step one, so that you can start allowing people to get to know, like, and trust you, and see that you are amazing, and just like you are absolutely incredible, and I love your energy. And that's also why people watch this podcast and love to tune in and feel so blessed to be part of this. So that's step number one. And then step number two is actually figuring out, okay, how can you add value? How can you be of service and basically have a business that not only is going to be super beneficial for the people that you get to help with your value, but also is scalable. And I think where a lot of people sometimes go wrong is that they think like, okay, let me just go and do this without actually reverse engineering to see if you can even scale up or not. And so what we always love to do with our clients at that point is to figure out, okay, what is that thing for that individual that would, number one, obviously be something that you enjoy doing and you enjoy helping people with, but also that it is scalable given your means. So in that part with reverse engineering, you look at, for instance, for the first 6 figures, what is your price and how many people do you have to basically do business with in order for you to hit a financial goal? So very simply put, if you have a high price, then you only need a handful of customers. If you have a low price, then you need a ton more customers. So given the person's visibility, what is the most smart way to go about it? And given the tools that the person have, does the person do Facebook marketing or other things where they have reach to a big audience, or are they starting from scratch? If you're starting from scratch, then probably it's not too handy to go and sell low ticket items. So basically looking at that and then figuring out, like, how do you combine what you love to do and knowing that it's scalable with great packaging so that people can really see, like, wow, what Elena has is so powerful. This is going to add so much value to my life. I want to work with Elena. By the way, for anybody watching this, I highly recommend you to subscribe to this podcast and follow Elena, because I know firsthand she's awesome. And the work that she does to help people is just incredible. So I just wanted to give that as a side note. And then when you have found that thing and you figure out, okay, how do you get yourself to your first 6 figures, then it becomes just a matter of not reverse engineering, sorry, to rinse and repeat, but to rinse and repeat in a more scalable way. So typically after your first 6 figures or during your journey to 6 figures, that's then the time where you start automating as well. So that the way how you are able with your sales process and with your value to close the deals up to 100,000, to then rinse and repeat it in a faster way when you go from 6 figures to 7 figures. And that, in a nutshell, is how you make a million.
Yeah, it is great recipe. So let's a little bit in details.
Yeah.
How important is to find your uniqueness? How important is to be different? Yes, this
Mhm.
is, I think that what people should start with, not just compare themselves with others and see what others do and think, or that person is successful. Maybe I have to do the same, yeah, because that person is doing that. So let's
Mhm.
think about this. How important is to really find something that you would love to do, that you can scale, as you mentioned, and also really to stand out and to create something that will make other models obsolete. I like this phrase.
Mhm.
Just instead
Yeah.
of competing and thinking that other people are your competitors, think
Mhm.
about something that you create. Yes, instead of competing, you create something that makes the existing model obsolete. This is
Mhm.
what I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, and this is what always in my mind, how
Yeah.
to make something that doesn't exist. Yes, how
Yeah.
we can connect to our this creative potential and
Mhm.
bring to the surface something that is unique to us.
Yeah, I love what you're saying there. And I also fully agree with the whole competition part, because also, like, listening to people like Grant Cardone and the mentors that I've worked with, is like, there is no competition. You're dominating. So that's one part of it. And I think when you basically, like, when you're starting or you're looking to scale, if you look at other people, there's definitely other people out there. But it's only relevant to a certain degree. So what we have to understand first and foremost is that it's good to look at other people in terms of learning what other people are doing, see if there's anything that you can learn from it, anything that you can model in terms of like certain techniques that are working very well in your particular market space or in connected market spaces. For instance, if you're a health coach and you're also looking at very relevant techniques in e-commerce that pertains to health, then you can learn a lot from that as well, for instance. But at the end of the day, you are naturally unique, and you really do not have to try to be anybody else. Like you say, you are absolutely incredible authentically who you are, but also to understand that actually our uniqueness is a given, because you and me may speak about exactly the same topic, but the way how you're going to bring it and the way how I'm going to bring it is completely different because of our background, because of our interpretation, because of our energy. And both ways of telling it can be absolutely phenomenal, but they can be very different because we're just different people with a different walk of life. And so what I always like to think is there's this phrase in the Netherlands where they say on every bottle there, for every bottle there's the right lid. So it could be that I'm sharing a message and someone is hearing it, or I'm doing business coaching or whatever, and someone is hearing it, but that lid, my lid, does not fit on that bottle. And then you're sharing it, and it could be almost identical message, but with your unique energy, that's the right fit. And you will resonate with those people that I am not resonating with, or they're not resonating with me. So coming to the understanding of that as well, what really I think is most important is that you just allow people to get to know your energy, because it is naturally unique, and it's going to be the thing that people will really feel. So one of the things that we always like to inspire people with is just get yourself out there. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to like do research for 5 million years so that until you crack the code. No, just be out there. You'll naturally be able to connect with the right people, and you will naturally learn as you go and progress. And you will also realize that there are some people right now that may have heard every other so-called competitor, but the message is not landing until you share yours. And they really need you for being able to have their breakthrough. So don't keep them waiting. Just go out there for your audience.
Yes, yes, exactly. I liked how when my mentor said that wake up in the morning every day with the knowing that there are 10,000 people are waiting for you and
I
just
like that.
yeah, just think about that that they're waiting for you for your message
Yeah,
and you just can just show up and that's all. Just show up, give them
absolutely.
value, like give great energy, tell about what you do, how you help people, and don't worry about that. You do your part, and the rest will be as action reaction. Yes, and this is what will produce.
100%. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, so another one question about this. How important you think is to have that big vision and confidence? Yes, because some people can, especially people who came from the families who were not wealthy, yes, maybe people never seen a big amount of money on their account,
Yeah.
and how is important to really have that vision and believe that they can, because
Yeah.
usually our mind just we are conditioned to think about the past and the present, and people usually when they think about future and set plans for future, usually they just think about what is possible based on their past experience and their fact, so called, yes, reality what they have now. So, how is important from your perception to have that big vision and really see yourself as you're already there? Like, how important to think from the end as it is already there? And how did you do this? How you started to thinking about million, then few millions, and now I know that you already see billion here in few years. And
Mm.
I am totally sure that you will do that with your great energy and the value which you provide. So
Mm.
yes, well, how you would tell that?
Yeah. I think for me personally, the vision part grew as I grew. Because when I started out, I didn't necessarily have like the biggest vision yet that I have right now, but I did have a very clear why as to why I was doing what I was doing. And I think that's the thing that has really helped me a lot. And for me, it's always been like my family and helping people. So basically, family number one, but then also as you grow, then the students become family too, such as, FLC family and stuff like that. So then that's like one big circle of, people that you care about, that you're doing it for. And so I think if you're starting out and someone listening to this and thinking like, hey, I want to also do this, be very clear about like, who are you doing this for? And there was actually a study done by Brandon Burchard and his team where they were looking at high performers across a number of different industries. Athletes, could be world leaders, could be entrepreneurs, but just people that keep seeing success after success after success. And when they were studying basically what was their why, they actually noticed a stunning majority percentage of people that had as their why other people, which is quite interesting. So I think it was around 70% or even more that had as their why either their family members or their spouses or like a group of people, a community that they were so inspired to make a difference for, that allowed them to go through all challenges, because there are going to be challenges. And in those challenges, you really have to just believe like, hey, I know what I'm doing this for. I'm going to keep on fighting. I'm going to make it happen. And it was a minority percentage that actually did it because of themselves and they really believe in themselves. And whichever one is the driving factor for you, like all matters. There's yourself matters a lot, but it was just funny to see that for a lot of people, it could be other people. But I think what I would personally probably connect it to as well for people that, coming back to your question, maybe are still building their confidence. I think confidence is also really built as you go and grow. It's not like there's some people that are born with a lot of confidence and some people that are not. I think everybody can develop it. And that really also depends on your surroundings. So do you have people, like you're mentioning, family members that are perhaps supportive of your mission, or maybe they're more like protective and they don't want you to get hurt, and therefore that plays into your own mindset, thinking like, oh, they're saying like, watch out, and I'm just about to take that step. So that can be tricky sometimes. So surrounding yourself with people that are going to kind of motivate you and build your belief can be super helpful. But also you're going to get a lot of confidence by doing. So for anybody watching this that perhaps is feeling not so confident yet, and maybe your surrounding isn't the most perfect surroundings just yet, if you can, instead of being led by that, be led by your care. So how much do you care for either your why or the people that you're about to help? And that's why I've heard from one of my mentors back in the day saying that the company that cares the most is the company that wins. Is because you just care so much for the people. You care so much about the impact that you're about to make, that you're going to run that extra mile and people are going to feel that. So what has helped me through an incredible amount of challenges is just caring about people. And even when there were times in my business where things were really rough, from a financial standpoint, or from things that happen as you grow in the business, maybe unhappy clients or court cases or whatever, like all of these things that happen with growth, it has always been like thinking, okay, who can I help today? Who can I serve today? Which person can I just pour my energy and love and passion into so that I can solve their problem? And in me solving that person's problem selflessly, the abundance will come back to you as well. And so if all you have is just the care for the people that you're doing it for, care for yourself, care for those you're about to help, and you just focus on that and say, maybe I don't feel confident, maybe I am a little bit unsure, maybe I'm not the best yet, and all my circumstances are absolutely difficult, but if I just care enough about you so that I show up for you, then that instance will build the energy bar of confidence, the energy bar of just fueling your why, fueling everything that moves you forward. So you focus on one person at a time, and it just builds and it grows, and your vision builds and your vision grows. And with that building up of the confidence, you then actually see like, hey, wait a second, I've just helped 10 people and it's been most amazing. I've made an impact to their lives. I've made some money myself. I could help maybe even 50 people. Then you go for the next goal, and then, oh, wait a second, I can do 10, 100. And then you keep growing, your confidence and your vision keeps growing as you go. But in the very beginning, I would say like your why and the care that you have with it for those people that you get to help is really for both myself and a lot of people that I've been blessed to work with or learn from, has been a really determining factor to build everything, even if you start all the way from scratch or even below scratch, as it sometimes may feel. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. It was kind of long-rounded or long-winded.
Yeah, there were so many really golden nuggets in this what you just said. So let's speak a little more about why.
Yeah.
And as you're a big fan of Grant Cardone, as am
Mhm.
I am also. And I liked how he said that when you think about yourself, like helping yourself, helping your family, you
Yeah.
are egoistic because there are 8 billion people. So you
Mhm.
have to think big, not just about your family, but think about the so many people who really need your knowledge, need your life experience, your expertise, and that you can help them. Yeah,
Mhm.
so it is like for me it is like associated with different containers. Yes, like
Yeah.
bigger container, like bigger your why, it is
Mhm.
bigger container you get, and bigger container you get, more energy you receive to bring this to physical form. Yes, like
Mhm. Mhm.
somebody can come to the sea. Just imagine there is the ocean, yeah, ocean, so much water, and
Mhm.
somebody can come with a spoon, yes, to get some water. Somebody can come with maybe jar. Somebody will
Mhm.
come with cisterna, yes, or
Yeah.
somebody maybe will connect the pipe, yes,
Yeah.
big, even bigger vessel. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is for me it is like associated with our ability to
Mhm.
really see big why, because this why also like those vessels which people can choose, and this
Yeah.
is depends on us which one we choose. Yes, we can come maybe with dropper, yes, and just get
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
drops, or we can come with big cistern, and depending on bigger that as big why you have,
Yeah.
you will get that much supply, energy supply from the universe, if it
Yeah.
is if of course if it is for good, yes, it has
Yeah.
good motives, yes, you will
Mhm.
have that supply from universe, and you choose which one. So why to choose small if you can choose big? Yes, because you get, and to get that big, you have to really find that unique thing which you love to do, that you enjoy, and when you get to that field, yes, direction, then how you will feel that you are guided, like you get that energy, and this energy will like fuel, it will
Mhm.
push you, and the bigger why, more that fuel will push you to come through different challenges, and you will not even stop because it is just behind you, just pushing you that big why. That is why it's so important.
Oh, I love the way how you shared it. It was so, so beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Yes, so that is how it starts with. And also, you said about that confidence comes with the practice, with acting.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
some people, they plan a lot. Yes, they think, oh, I have
Mm.
to plan, and they
Yes.
plan to plan and plan to plan, and then never start because they always think, I'm not enough, I need more trainer, or I
Yeah.
need more knowledge, or I need that program and that program, and many programs they just buy and don't do. Yeah, many of that. It is
Yeah.
just mindset. Yes, it's just mindset that they just think that they need something else. So
Yeah.
it is so important to make decision. Yeah, I
Mhm.
want to speak also that you will share about this making decision, because it is important to make decision from where you are and
Mhm.
make the first step. Act with what you have, the resources you have, where you are, what you can do to
Mhm.
and to start getting into action. Yes, and
Mhm.
like wings
Yeah.
become stronger when the birds fly, we
Mhm.
also become stronger when we take actions instead
Yeah.
of planning, because long planning, it is a sort of procrastination, because this is
Mhm.
the way how you will postpone things and never do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also kind of paralyzing to a certain degree, because if you keep planning and keep not doing, it's actually, it can have very detrimental effects on us as people and on our spirit. And there's this very interesting video, which I love so much, by Prince EA, where he says that he learned from a pilot that planes are actually safer, or sorry, the planes are in less danger if they're flying than if they're on the ground, because they are made for the conditions of the sky, and it would just, rust and rot if it's just standing still too long. And then he draws the comparison to us as people, whether we are also meant to fly, and if we're not actually allowing ourselves to do that, then it can have detrimental effects for us. So I fully agree with what you say, and I think what sometimes is a little bit perhaps unfair, is that a lot of people are influenced by a lot of different things that are, being said all around the world and media and stuff. And I don't know, what your thoughts are about this, but I really personally believe that there's a lot of stuff out there that brings fear into people's minds, and therefore it becomes a lot harder to break free and to actually say, hey, I'm going to be decisive, I'm going to do it. Whereas you and I both know that the moment that you do take action, even if you don't have all the answers and you don't have the full details, you just believe in yourself and you feel the fear and do it anyway, as a lot of incredible entrepreneurs say, then when you do that, that's actually what then draws as well that abundance and that success. Because the moment that are being decisive, that is also then you're being met with the same. So the way how you show up is going to determine what's going to show up for you. So if you're always procrastinating, or you're always very passive and you can't make decisions, or you're never willing to invest in yourself, or never willing to move forward if you don't have all the details, then from a business perspective, you're going to attract clients, or not so much clients, you're going to attract people that are of the same mindset. So typically people that are very indecisive attract people that are also very indecisive, and therefore they find it so much harder to close deals because they are not leading by example. So one of the things that is extremely important when it comes to you building a business, and not just for business but specifically for business, is that you lead by example. And if you become more decisive, you take action, you invest in yourself, and you keep moving forward, even though you're not always doing it perfectly, but you keep moving forward, you will also attract people that will be of the same mindset. So you're going to get more clients. You're going to get more clients that are more excited and more of, again, that same mindset. So it's interesting to think that actually all of the answers lie within, and that we fully determine what is going to happen. And that's why we always say, like, success is a decision, because you have to decide, hey, I am successful, that's it, I'm making that decision and I'm showing up in that way, and therefore the success is going to come in a materialistic form, referring back to your beautiful words from earlier. Yeah.
Yes, indecision is opposite of decision. Yes, and it is the same as procrastination. If you don't make decision, it means you procrastinate, and this
Yeah.
is what hold you back.
Yeah.
And it is important to know that you don't need to know how you will get there. Yes, it is another part that we should understand that we cannot get into the new place, we cannot achieve big goal if we make decision based on what we know.
Yeah.
We have to be willingly step into unknown if we
Mhm.
want big results. Otherwise, we will be in the loop. If we have the
Yeah.
same thoughts, make decision or to our results now or what it was in the past, it will
Yeah.
be the same feelings, with the same actions, reaction, the same results. And this is how many people are just in the loop. Yes, because they have the same thoughts, everything is the same. But the
Yeah.
only way to break through this
Mm.
loop, yeah, is to have that big goal without knowing all the dots. I like how Steve Jobs told that you can never connect the dots by looking forward. You can
Yeah.
only connect the dots when you look back, and you
Mm.
trust that somehow in the future these dots will be connected. And this
Yeah.
is exactly, yes, so that goal should be big enough to
Mhm.
make you brave to just make bold decision. You make
Mm.
decision without knowing how you get there. Just from where you are now, what you have, you make that first step, and
Yeah.
energetically, when you jump into that step, yes, that is how you will be in different frequency because you're not
Yeah.
will be in the place where you thinking, shall I do, not shall or
Yeah.
not. And when you ask this question, why I cannot do this, you will get thousands reasons why you cannot, right?
Yeah.
So when you already make decision, you already in the process. Yes, you already like burn the ship. Yeah, burn the ships behind. You
Mhm.
know that you cannot go back, and that is energy which is necessary to get you to right frequency, and you
Yeah.
become energetically magnet. You should not only think about your goal or write it once and forget, and then start thinking about your life. You have to be really like vibrating at that energy. You should be excited. You should see
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all time. You have to think about this. You should see that
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
totally detach from your current situation. You're just like
Yeah.
already in that place, and this is what will give you that energy and will start like you become like an energetic magnet, yes, and that it will all what will be equivalent to that frequencies will start coming to you. That's why you don't need to know how, because you never even know how. You should become that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get how. Yeah,
I love that. I love that. And I think also because of that, it's important the role of mentors as well. Because sometimes, like you say, right, we need to kind of step out of our comfort zone. We need to step into the unknown, and having a guide there can be so beneficial. Someone that is there to support you and someone who has walked the path already. So I just want to say this because I know that this host is so incredible. If anybody's not yet the subscribe to the podcast. I know Elena is a mentor to so many, and she's such an incredible person. And yeah, I just want to wholeheartedly say from my experience in having worked with you that Elena is absolutely top notch. And if anybody's wondering and you want to go and get yourself to the next level, or you want to find someone that actually cares about you and who will be there having the knowledge, having the energy, and having the clear vision, then I recommend you all to get in touch with Elena. And I know she also mentors people, so go figure that out. I just wanted to say it because I think you're so amazing. So it deserves to be said.
thank you, Jibaria. And I also would like to say everyone who want to make 1 million in 12 months also connect to Jibaria because she has that great energy and experience to help you to move forward. And she has a program which is 12 months to 1 million. And this is great to have this opportunity to have Jibaria as mentor to help you to achieve your goals as well.
Thank you so much. Can I ask you a question as well?
Of
Just
course.
because I am so inspired just by your energy. Like, what is it for you that allows you to be so vibrant all the time? Because what I'm just sitting here listening to whenever you're speaking, and you're not just speaking, you're just like you're flowing, and it's just so beautiful to witness. And I was just wondering, like, what is your secret towards, being so animated, so spirited, so yeah, really like you're leading by example. Like what is your secret for having that vibrant energy with which you guide people so beautifully?
I think that secret is the knowledge which I found
Mm.
and my life experience that showed me that it is really important to not just think about results as results which are detached from who you are. By
Yeah.
becoming that person who you meant to be, this studying yourself, discover those potentials which you have, and
Mhm.
mostly focusing on becoming the valuable person. Yes,
Yeah.
I liked how Elena Cardonals, I was listening her podcast recently, and she was having a podcast with a guest, and that guest said that everyone is valuable. So it is not that one person is valuable or high valuable person and another is not. There
Yeah.
are people who are more educated or having more better manners and whatever, but really everyone is highly valued person.
Yeah.
Already by birth, we were born and we were given those unique talents and gifts, and
Yeah.
our task in our life to find those talents and gifts and bring them to the surface and serve people. Yes, this
Mm.
is why we were given those talents and gifts. And I think I found this formula of happiness. I understood that happiness comes from within. It is
Yeah.
not something that depends on if. Like some people
Mhm.
say, when I have that house, I will be happy. When I
Yeah.
have that car, I will be happy. Or when my children go college, I will be happy. And it
Mm.
never and it never comes, because when they if they make their happiness
Yeah.
conditioned, it means that it will never stay, because our subconscious mind is like goal-oriented mechanism. We
Yeah.
achieve one goal in
Mm.
one day, we it's already normal. We just think, oh, it just was so easy. Why I didn't even think bigger? So now I'm going to think bigger. So it
Mm.
is, if people are not happy with what they have now, with that moment, that this present moment, which is so priceless,
Yeah.
precious, sorry. Yeah. So,
Mm.
so precious this moment. And when we learn how to be happy at this moment and be grateful for
Mm.
everything what we have now,
Yeah.
and this gives us that state, really state of that beautiful state of energy, when you just want to, just like energy which flows through you and like to you and through you, and you just
Yeah.
want to
Mm.
share this beautiful state with everyone you meet, and you just want to, another thing, what Bob Proctor also was quoting a lot, to leave everyone with the impression of increase. It means that when you are in that state, that you don't depend on anything physical, that you are that happiness yourself. And when you meet people, or even when you record videos,
Mm.
your purpose is to leave people with impression of increase. It means that to leave them in the better place than
Mm.
they were before when they met you. And
Yeah.
so this is
Oh, I
what
love that.
energy
Yeah.
creates, like
Yeah.
this energy which you send, it comes
Mm.
back to you, because it is again a law of attraction or law of vibration or law of compensation. So many different laws here, yeah. So
Yeah.
it happens like that.
Beautiful. So beautifully explained. And again, with so much energy. It's just an absolute joy listening to you. And it's really beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Yeah, so we spoke about why, we spoke about decision, we spoke about confidence. What else do you think are the ingredients which are necessary to be mentioned and addressed when we speak about seven-figure goal?
To be aware that there are going to be challenges and to just know that it's never something that you per se want or expect. Like we say, okay, on day number 3 a challenge will arrive. No, we don't know when they come or which form they come, but they're all very essential to making us who we're meant to be, because I personally see challenges as a test of life and also as a rite of passage, meaning that you want that so-called success, so you have to prove to the universe, God, or whatever anyone believes in, that you are ready for that and that you can embody that. And the challenges are the most beautiful way for us to show and lead by example and say, like, yes, I am ready. And how do I deal with that? And as my sister, Miss Kaina, always says, handle the challenges with grace. But also to that, I want to note that regardless of your life path, you're going to have challenges. So it's not just if I go into business and if I want to make 7 figures and then a challenge hits, yeah, that's like hard and difficult. And some people talk about the struggle of business and, speaking to people and then not closing a deal for a couple of weeks or months. Like that can happen. That can be a challenge. But there's also challenges when you don't do it. The challenges of, perhaps being stuck financially, or the challenges to know that if you had a dream but you don't pursue it, maybe later on you're going to feel like, why didn't I even at least try? So there's challenges no matter what the life path that you choose. So if you choose to go and run your business and you want to make 7 figures or do something incredible, just know that challenges are included either way that you go, and be ready to go and handle them with grace so that it allows you to really come to the other side victorious.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Yes, so it is challenges and attitude, right? Attitude, I think, so important. Attitude toward yourself, toward life, to the business, and also attitude towards challenges, because we conditioned to be afraid of failures. Yes,
Mm.
we were conditioned, like in school, if you make one mistake, it will be put as a red mark. Yes, and we were afraid to make challenges, or what if somebody will start telling us that we failed and we made that mistake. We didn't like that, and it automatically became like part of identity of many people. So when it comes to business, we not only should know that there will be challenges, I believe that we have to embrace challenges and have the attitude that challenges are given to us for the reason. Because again, if we look from the perspective of the big goal, we cannot just jump from where we are now. Yes, and having big goal here and somehow waking up and jump and get everything. The purpose of goal is not just having something, material things. The purpose of goal is to make us grow, right? So,
Yeah.
and the grow happens with the change. Yes,
Mm.
to grow we have to change, and most of the time, what we see as challenge is not a challenge. It is just that way how we can change. Because for challenge, for us and for most people, is something that you are put in the situation which is unfamiliar with you, and you have to do something that is uncomfortable. But this is the only way how you can grow. If you just stay in your comfort zone and never do what is uncomfortable, how you want to grow? So if you have that perspective to the challenges, that okay, thank you that you came, now I know I have to learn something, I have to be resourceful, I have to do something different, and this is how we grow. And then when we look back, we say, oh, so good that I had that situation, because I
Yeah,
learned so much. I brought
exactly.
from
Exactly.
myself something that I didn't know that I had. I discovered that different parts of my personality, and this is how we grow from one to another, from one to another, and then one day we become that person, yeah, who we
Yeah.
meant to be.
Yeah, so beautifully said, so true. And yeah, we just have to have that understanding, and then the challenges are still going to be challenging, but at least when you know like why you're facing it, and you're just going to see, okay, what can I learn from this? What am I supposed to take away here? Okay, that's it. Let's go and then do it. Then yeah, you're gonna love it. And also, if anybody just right now, if you think back to some of your key moments in your life, then you're probably going to pick out a few of those challenges that you overcame, just like you said. So as much as we don't like the challenges when they're coming, later on they're going to be our triumphs and our stories that we like to tell to inspire other people. So yeah, fully agree.
Yes, and another also perception for challenges is coming from the law of opposites. There
Mhm.
is the law of opposites, like cold and hot, up and down, yes, and big, small. So there is always opposites.
Mhm.
So if you have a problem and there are a lot of negative, what seems to you negative, but some later you can even not think that it was negative. But let's say now, if you think that it is negative, you should know that there is the equal amount of good in the same situation. So what you do, you just shift your focus. Instead
Mhm.
of thinking about why this happened to me, or why this all this so negative, you can just shift your focus and start looking, what if there would be something positive? What it would be? And when
Mhm.
you just shift your attention focus to start looking what is positive, you will find that. And then just focusing on that, you will see how you will grow from that situation. And maybe in future you will look at that and say that was the best what happened that time, because it helped me to see maybe something in yourself. Yes, because many people, what they say problems is what is repeated. And
Mm.
this situation can be repeated and it can scale every time to be bigger and bigger. And why this happens? Because it gives you that it gives you that opportunity to find what you can change, why you cause this situation. Because many people just think that they blame outside reality world, and they say, oh, this happened because of that or that. But if we understand the truth, it is again the law of cause and effect, and everything what happens, we cause it. So
Yeah.
if you have this attitude to every problem that somehow I became the cause, and when we see ourselves as a cause, then we can change that and not repeat the situations in the future. If we don't change, and if we just look as a cause outside of ourselves, the same situation will be bigger, 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 and it can be very big shock. But we
Yeah.
don't want you to have that. It is always good to analyze why situation happen and what I can learn from it. Because when you learn from each situation, again, it will give you that growth and understanding, and you will not repeat those mistakes anymore. Or it can be not only mistakes, it can be anything. Maybe you just allowed some people in your circle which were not good for you, and just created some negative situation. So again, you were the cause, right? Although the action came from other people, but it was you who allowed them in your circle. Yes, so this is, if you find the reason always in you, this is will what help you grow and create better environment for yourself, be more productive with what you do, and also conscious about the energy of people you surrounded, and also other causes which
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think this is such an important point that you're mentioning here, because I think also, like, when you're looking at people that are, let's just say, just going through a certain awakening or realization, where they're just starting on their self-help journey or self-development journey or things like that, it's usually like that realization that's, hey, yes, it's not that I'm a victim of things, it's actually because of me. Because imagine if it was that case. Imagine if it was all because of everything else and you were in fact the victim, then that would be very not nice because then you had no control of your life whatsoever. So as much as it's sometimes a hard pill to swallow when someone says, like, wait a second, it is your responsibility, like, we are at cause, we create what is happening. And sometimes, like you say, it's indirect, but it is all coming from certain decisions that you make. So what would you rather have? That you say, no, I am the victim, but that also means that therefore you cannot change anything? Or are you ready to swallow that pill and actually say, okay, I'm going to take responsibility, but now all of a sudden you're in your power and you can change and create most beautiful things for yourself? Obviously, the latter is much better. So if there is anybody thinking about this right now and you're looking at your life and there's certain things that you want to improve, Elena and me included, we have to look at ourselves and say, hey, what is it actually that I'm constantly repeating that causes me to keep seeing the same certain things coming back? Because until you've learned your lesson, they're going to present themselves in a multitude of ways, because we're meant to overcome them. We're meant to become that stronger and better version of ourselves. And when we do, then we're like, hey, yes, level 2 or next level of our computer game of life. And it's so enjoyable, and we absolutely can do that, and we can overcome everything. But it all comes back to, okay, you have to make that decision. I'm going to decide. I am going to be that person. I'm going to be the leader of my life. I'm going to be the one that is taking that responsibility. I'm going to do it for both myself, my loved ones, and the people that I can help in the process. And I'm going to enjoy every step of the way. I'm going to enjoy the fact that I am going to explore what I can do and what I can do even more, and the people that I get to meet and the skills that I get to build. And then from that perspective, like you say, when you shift it, it's so much more enjoyable, and you're absolutely going to see a whole new dimension to your life, because the whole world is, as they say, your oyster. The whole world is your oyster. I don't get that saying, but there you go.
Yeah, so I also want to acknowledge your great energy. Even how we met first time I saw your ad on internet, I was so impressed by your such a great energy and that also state of happiness and joyful state which attracted me to you. So, what is the secret of being always so energetic? And you do sometimes webinars or your seminars, which can be 3 or more hours, and you are at the same level of energy as you from the beginning to the end. So, what is the secret of that?
Well, I think there's a few things, and I'm sometimes trying to understand it myself, because before a session, sometimes I can be really tired, and then there's a session and I'm just like, woo, and then afterwards I'm just like, oh, so tired as well. But I think there's a few things that play a part of it. One is that when you know there's people that you can help, and lives that you can change, then it's kind of like flipping that switch, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to be here and I'm going to show up with that absolute energy, because I'm here to lead by example, and I want to change your life. So I'm doing this for you. That's one part of it. The other part is, I think, just being kind of like childlike in a way. Ever since I grew up, in my family, we're all really goofy and like very childlike, and it's something that we've always, wanted to keep. We don't want to just that, yeah, we're adults and we're making, responsible decisions, but at the same time, it's always good to be that inner child and to joke around. And I think a lot of my energy is also coming from that, in the sense that I don't care if my hair is messed up, or I don't care if I make a mistake. I just care about, being myself and enjoying the things that I do purely. And if someone disapproves, then yeah, so be it. As long as I'm not hurting anyone, I'm not standing on anybody's toes, that I just want to, do the beautiful things that I want to do. So that's one part of it as well. And then I think the third part is that I just really, really enjoy what I do. I absolutely love it. Like speaking to people, helping people, sharing knowledge. It's just, yeah, absolutely my passion. And I think that really helps, because I would not be able to find that same level of energy in doing what I used to do, for instance, like in research. Yeah, not the same. But when I get a stage or a mic or just a person that I can speak to, then it's just like whew, because I feel that it's, yeah, there's like, it's creation right there. And so the way how I feel about it from an energetic point of view is as well, that it's not just me bringing my energy, because I bring my energy and you bring your energy and that person brings their energy. It's kind of like creating that vortex, and that's what we usually talk about in our events. Is like, it's a synergy. So I get fueled by the incredible impact of the people that are there, whether it's through comments or whether it's through seeing happy faces and people participating or hoo-ha-hooing. So it's really like we're all tapping into that same energy vortex that keeps all of us going beyond what normally we're capable of. And I think that's a really, really special thing. So those are my 3 reasons, or 4 reasons, maybe 3 or 4. I can't remember.
Yeah, I like really your energy. And as you said, childlike energy. Yes, it is another secret, I would say. Yes, when some people think business it is should be very serious, should be hard, and they think that they have to push hard and they exhaust themselves to the level of like burnout and depressions because they think that they just have to do and take it so seriously. And when we look at the energetic, like from energy field, you cannot get anything by chasing. Yes, like when you chase something, it goes out from you. But when you become if you focus on becoming that person who wants something, but you have to let it go. You shouldn't be attached to it. You shouldn't be in the place that you need this. Yes, this neediness, that heaviness, what makes it hard, yeah, for people. So it is important. I like somewhere I heard this example, like you set the goal, big goal, and it is like you buy on Amazon. You created
Mhm.
order, you paid, and then
Yeah.
you just relax. You don't
Yeah.
know exactly when Amazon deliver will come. It can come tomorrow in the morning, or can come afternoon, or maybe day before later, but you know that it is coming. You don't going to check the door or mailbox every minute to see is it there or not. You just relax and you know it will come. Yes, so I like this example, and this is like light energy. You should be light energy. You should come from the place of loving what you do, exactly as you said, that you love what you do. You know that something that you do has so much value, and having that feeling that you give the value, that there are so many people who need that, and you know how it will change their lives. And this is that brings that enthusiasm. Yes, enthusiasm, excitement. Yes, so excitement also, it is totally different. Like it is the feeling that can be of fear or excitement. Yes, that fear is that heavy energy, like when people will start thinking, oh, why it doesn't come? Maybe he will not find my house or address, or maybe parcel will be lost. People can go that way. Or you can just relax and say, okay, anytime it is there, I'm already having that, and you think how you will use that item. Yeah, but you should do it. So it is like just shifting focus, and it can be just a little small shift, which can totally change how you feel, and also will change results.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I fully agree with that. And it's important. It's not always easy, but it's definitely important. And I think also when you do just give it a shot to trust and you obviously do the work, do the things you have to do. Like with Amazon, obviously do pay for the Amazon, do make sure you type your address, do make sure like you do all your practicalities. But once you've done all of that, and exactly like Elena says, let go. And that can be even the hardest part of it all. Like doing the doings is okay, but then letting go, I know definitely from my point of view that has not always been easy, and still to a certain degree isn't. But when you do have that enthusiasm, then it starts to become easier as you go. So yeah, love
Yeah.
it.
Yes, and I think that also when you don't focus on yourself, yes,
Mhm.
as you also mentioned, when you think about the value, it is also for public speaking. Yes, some people come on the scene and they so worried how they look, what is it, if their hair something happened. Yes, like
Yeah.
they become like self-focused, and this is why they have that fear, because they think how other people will think about them. But if
Yeah.
they just shift their focus to the value that they are there for the reason, and those people are there for the reason to hear what they can share with them and how much it can benefit. So when they shift their focus on other people and just provide maximum value with this time what you have, just to give your best, this is how they can become excited about this instead of having fear. It's just we can shift our focus, and our energy will shift as well.
Fully agree. Yes.
Yes, so thank you so much, Ibarra. I know we can speak for ages. I
So
enjoyed
sorry.
it. Yes, so before we wrap it up, anything else that you would like maybe share with the audience?
Believe in yourself. Really believe in yourself, because it all starts with that, and there's no reason for you to doubt yourself. You may have gone through your fair share of things, but everything that you've gone through was there for a reason, and you are, like Elena said before, valuable. Everybody is, the whole world, everyone is special, and everyone deserves the best. And even if sometimes life has been a bit challenging, everyone deserves a second chance as well. So believe in yourself, understand that you deserve the best, and with that love in your heart, march forward and allow the world to change before you when you do beautiful things and believe beautiful things. And I can certainly tell you that if you keep following this podcast with Elena, you're going to be inspired so that you will have no other choice but to believe in yourself. So keep following Elena.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ibarra. And I also wanted to add that don't let past to determine your future. Just believe in yourself, as Jibara said, and decide what you really want. Because this life is so short, and we have to know exactly what we want to do. Discover yourself, study yourself, find those gifts and talents which you have, which are given to you, and decide what you really want. Believe in yourself, know that you are able and you're capable to do this, and make decision to do it, and take the first step today. When you hear listen to us, just decide it and take first step from where you are with what you have. Make first step that will, it will give you that power, that energy, and see it as already happened. Just be that person, start thinking, feeling, and acting as the person who already achieved that. And this is how you will change. And also, you will change your thoughts, feelings, your actions will change, and there will be different results.
100%. Love it.
Yes, so thank you so much, Ibar. It was amazing, amazing episode. I really enjoyed, and I would suggest everyone to listen to this episode few times because it is so much which we discovered and discussed here. And I'm looking forward to see you again in other future episodes.
And thank you so much, Elena.
You're most welcome.